Your number this week is number 7, which means that you are about to have such a powerful vision, and it's going to happen the moment in time you least expected, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Number 7 means that you are going to have such a powerful vision. How you want your life to be, what do you want to do, what do you want to explore, and all this is gonna be leading towards such a beautiful, beautiful adventure that you are already going to be focusing on, that you're already gonna be thinking about at around the end of this week. Having said that, my gorgeous Sagittarini, having said that, at around the beginning of this week, someone is really going to disappoint you. Someone is really going to disappoint you right at around the beginning of this week, and this in itself, it's gonna kind of make you worried a little bit. This is gonna make you worried a little bit. This is gonna kind of stress you out a little bit, because it looks like someone is really pretty much so about to show their real face. Someone's mask is about to fall. Okay? Someone's mask is about to fall, my gorgeous Sagittarini. And that's the bottom line. Okay? You are about to see this particular person who they actually are. It is somebody who is rather dishonest, somebody who is rather manipulative, somebody who is not a nice person whatsoever. This particular person has got so much of this negative energy within them. And I always say, it's always the best for us to, be around people who have positive energy, to be around people who are optimistic, to be around people who are happy, to be around people who makes us feel good in general and who makes us feel good about ourselves as well. The more we are around people who makes us feel good about ourselves, the more we are going to be happy. And the more we are going to see this world from such a positive angle, from such a positive perspective. But it's the same for those people who don't make us feel good about ourselves, who are dark and negative in terms of their energy. They affect our energy levels in a negative way, and that's why we should stay away from them. So when it comes to you being a little bit disappointed with this particular person at around the beginning of this week, I know that you're going to be worrying a little bit, I know you're going to be like, worrying, and I know you may even struggle for a minute or two, because you are going to be a little bit surprised. But you need to understand that this particular person is about to show their real face. Or what they say, this particular person is about to show their real colors, their true colors. Do you know what I mean? But let this be your sign. Let this be your guidance. Let this be your guiding light, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Let this be your guiding light towards, what you really should be doing. Because first of all, this is going to confuse you. This is going to first of all confuse you a little bit. This is going to first of all kind of make you worry a little bit. But then, it is also going to have I know it sounds a little bit weird, but it's going to have a really positive impact on your life. And because, as I said, whoever this is, it has been making your life a little bit negative. And also, in the background, you were a little bit manipulated by this person, dominated in a negative way. And when it comes to things that you really want to do, feel like you should be doing, when it comes to things that makes you feel good, makes you feel happy, makes you feel determined, you kind of didn't focus on them for a while because of this particular person. And I know it's going to take a day or two until the air is clear a little bit, and then you're going to, a couple of days it's going to pass, and then suddenly you're going to snap out of it in such a way where you are really going to find yourself on this mission where you're going to be reminded of this idea, you know, that you had recently. You will be reminded of this particular idea you had just recently, something that you wanted to do, something that you wanted to start, something that really brought you like a hope and faith, you know, something that inspired you, you know, like not that long ago. You had this inspiration. And you see, subconsciously, we don't even understand or realize how certain people can impact and influence our life in a negative way. They can be strong when it comes to their personality. They can be rather interesting, these people, sometimes, very interesting indeed. Because we sometimes don't know what it is that makes it interesting, but it's to do with their energy. And they have a powerful energy, and they tend to overshadow people, you know, like this. And you know, so that's why within the next couple of days, now suddenly, woo, you're gonna all perk up, and you're gonna be reminded of this idea that you had just recently, and something inspired you not that long ago, and subconsciously this person again affected you in a negative way. Maybe you didn't even want to mention anything or say anything, because you would kind of know, you felt that the response, you know, from this person would be rather negative, and maybe you didn't even want to mention it, and then you just kind of slowly forgot about it. So this is the bottom line, and this is actually a really good thing. Now suddenly you're going to remember this idea that you had not that long ago, and you know, something that made you, it was this inspiration, something inspired you, something brought you hope instantly, something kind of made you feel so good about yourself, and made you feel really optimistic, and even more so, at around that particular time you had some kind of a really fortunate omen as well, some kind of a sign, something happened, and it really kind of confirmed to you that this is something that you should really kind of do, that you should focus on. And even now you are going to remember this. And do you know what, my gorgeous Sagittarini, what I find absolutely extraordinary, I find this extraordinary, the way things are going to happen. And you know, for example, like, first of all, this person, you know, you have a negative experience when it comes to this person. Somebody's mask is going to fall. You will see their real face, their true colors. This is going to like, woo, like get you a little bit, but it's also going to make you worry a little bit. You're even going to struggle for a day or two. But then again, at the same time, it's going to work in your favor, because a couple of days later you will be reminded of this idea that you've had recently. And when I said that, what I find really fascinating and extraordinary is the fact that, you know, you basically, what I find really extraordinary, my gorgeous Sagittarini, is the fact that, you know, like about 3 days after this, at around in 3 days time exactly, you're already going to have an opportunity to actually do something about this idea in 3 days time already. As soon as you saw, do you understand what I mean? So first of all, this person is going to disappoint you, then couple of days later you will be reminded of this idea which you've had not that long ago, some kind of inspiration, something blew your mind, something inspired you, and then you had this amazing idea which you're going to remember right now 2 days later, and then again 3 days later, exactly 3 days later, you're already going to have an opportunity to do something about this idea. And this is what I find absolutely fascinating. So yes, you are going to have a little bit of a doubt, and like you're going to be a little bit like, oh God, I'm not too sure about this idea. Yes, you're going to, when you're reminded initially of this idea, you're still going to be like excited, but there is still going to be like a little bit of like a doubt, you know, in your mind, oh, I'm not too sure if I'm ready and things like that. But what I find fascinating and so extraordinary, that in 3 days after that moment in time, you're already going to have an opportunity to do something about this idea. And let me tell you that this idea, it's going to bring an ultimate change into your life. This idea, it's gonna make your life perfect. Honestly, that's how I see it. This idea is going to make your life perfect in every possible way. And what are you going to achieve through this idea in general is like so many people do not achieve in their lifetime, in their whole life. It's an amazing recognition. You're going to feel proud of yourself. It's to do with the beginning of an ultimate change. It's to do with the beginning of such a powerful fulfillment, my gorgeous Sagittarini. But you're also going to realize right now what exactly you are capable of. This is gonna be mind-blowing. You don't even know what are you actually capable of. Only now you're gonna realize this. You are gonna find this so rewarding. You know, this in itself, I'm not gonna lie to you, when it comes to this idea, it's gonna be a hard work to start with. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? It's gonna be a hard work to start with, but trust me, this is gonna be so rewarding and so successful that not only you're gonna feel and be so proud of yourself, but you will feel you will feel how other people are proud of you as well. And this is honestly in itself going to take things on the whole new level. Absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Sagittarini, in every possible way. And what you also need to understand, and you're not the only sign that I'm going to say this, you need to get something for your stress levels, and you need to get something for your stomach and for your digestive system. Something is going on at the moment, and lots of signs have been affected by it. Not every single sign, but lots of signs have been affected by it. It's to do with your stress levels, and it's to do with your digestive system, or your stomach is gonna feel funny, because normally all these things are rather connected. I strongly recommend you to get something like organic dandelion tea and organic chamomile tea. Oh my God, these herbs are just ridiculously powerful when it comes to our body, mind and spirit. Oh my God, there is so much more to these herbs, trust me. And also you need to get something like a natural vitamin B complex, and every single vitamin within this vitamin B complex needs to be natural. Okay, not synthetic. And also you need to make sure that this vitamin B complex, it's like without any chemicals or unnecessary ingredients. It needs to be as natural as possible, okay? And the vitamin B complex, it's going to be superb for your stress levels, and it's also going to be brilliant when it comes to your entire digestive system, my gorgeous Sagittarini, okay? And if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, then you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. By the time you get to the meat part of this week, you know, I know that you will be doing something spiritual. I know that you will be doing something spiritual, and this could be absolutely anything. It could be absolutely anything. Maybe you will be even talking to some kind of people that are like-minded souls, you know, about spiritual things. Maybe you're just going to be chatting and talking about spiritual things to like-minded souls. Maybe you're going to be using some crystals. Maybe you will be doing part of some kind of a course, you know, or maybe you will be playing with your tarot cards, you know, maybe you will be grounding yourself, maybe you will be meditating, you know, maybe you will be recentering yourself somehow. Oh my God, it could be like so many different things, you know, like so many different people, you know, consider, you know, spirituality in a different way. What's maybe spiritual to me may not be spiritual to somebody else. It really depends. So you will be doing something that makes you feel so good in terms of spirituality. You will be doing something spiritual, and you know, somehow you are going to realize, and so you will be focusing on that. So let's say you are even like working with plants, even watering your plants is spiritual, you know. Even like talking to your plants or watering your plants is spiritual or something like that. But I know that you will be doing something that is going to take your mind away from things, but it's also at the same time going to be spiritual. And then boom, and you will be focusing on this like, oh, it's so beautiful, and then boom, suddenly something is going to enter your mind, some kind of an insight you're going to have. Boom, suddenly you're gonna remember, you're gonna realize what intelligent choice do you need to make. You're gonna realize what do you need to abandon. You're gonna realize what do you need to move on from. You're gonna realize what do you need to walk away from. You know, you will realize what has been distracting you and confusing you all this time. You will realize what has been causing you emotional confusion. You really need to be honest with yourself when it comes to this, because for a while you have been in some kind of like a self-denial, and now it's time to be honest with yourself, you know. And this, and it's because this has caused so many difficulties in your life and so many negativities, you know. Whatever this is, my gorgeous Sagittarian, it is very important to walk away from, like ASAP, literally, honestly. And by the time you get to the last part of this week, you are going to be so nostalgic. Something is going to make you feel so nostalgic, seriously. I mean, normally it's like, normally something triggers us, you know. We are triggered by something. We have some kind of blast from the past gets in touch with us, or we see certain photo, or we remember a certain person, or we remember something that happened to us in our past. You know, normally it's triggered by something, you know, because you're gonna feel nostalgic on like super nostalgic level, you know. Maybe some kind of a date, it's gonna come up that's very important to you, or maybe something is going to remind you of some kind of a date that's extremely important to you, and that's why you may feel like nostalgic, okay. But you know, it's like kind of more about, you know, you feeling nostalgic and realizing, you know, it's like what used to make you really creative. You will be thinking about different things, and then you're suddenly going to realize what used to make you really creative, like a long time ago. You will just be reminded what made you feel so creative like a very long time ago. And this is your intuition guiding you. This is your higher self guiding you. You are being guided right now. There is a reason for it, my gorgeous Sagittarini. There is a reason for it. This is something that, you know, on one hand, is going to become a very strong part of your future and very strong part of your life right now. And it's also, on another hand, somehow going to play this role where you're going to be reconnected with yourself to the point where your eyes are going to open. You're going to have this beautiful awakening where you're going to be reminded of some kind of unfinished business. This unfinished business you're going to be reminded of It's going to be one of the most random things ever, but it's important to pay attention to, because it has been affecting balance in your life without you even realizing. It did create a very, very heavy burden that has been affecting you in so many different ways I cannot possibly even explain. So this is why this is going to be so important, because, you know, a really big wish is going to come true for you to be able to do what you always wanted to do when it comes to your life, when it comes to this particular path, because there is some kind of closure that you are going to have. This is all about you having some kind of a clarity and some kind of a closure. This closure was so needed. This is to do with something really deep, and it's to do with something really complex, but it's going to lead towards you having, after this moment in time, like a really, really, really important collaboration, life-changing collaboration you otherwise would never have. And after that collaboration, it's going to be so life-changing that the only reason you will want to do is having an absolutely massive party, because it's going to be absolutely clear how your life is about to take off. Okay, so now my go-to Sagittarini, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards and I'm going to see what's going to be your tarot card of the week. Sorry, I'm just getting really comfortable nowadays here, yeah? What's going to be your tarot card? I'm being like a little ballerina, yeah? Ballerina, look, ballerina. What's going to be your tarot card of the week, my go-to Sagittarini? Let's just see what's going to be a tarot card of the week. You better be nice, my darling. You better be nice. What's going to be a tarot card of the week? Well, there you go, Justice. The Justice is yours. Look at this. There is a big, big justice, my gorgeous Sagittarini, coming your way. I think that you're going to be really happy by the end of this week. And I really think it's a lot to do with something that was petrifying you, something that was making you feel so worried. You know, I think that you were waiting for some kind of an answer. Something really important, something really official, something really legal, you know, something really, really important. You are expecting some kind of an answer, something really official. And I'm so pleased to say that something is going to work in your favor, or something that you were worrying about, which kind of answer it's going to be. Thank God it's going to be positive, because I think it's to do with something that was stressing you out so badly. So thank God this is going to work in your favor. You're going to be really, really happy indeed. Okay, but this is also an absolutely brilliant week to try to resolve certain things in your life, you know, that are important, you know, because things are going to be on your side, you know, good luck is going to be on your side, and this is what I want you to remember. Hello my gorgeous people, just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions, and the more people subscribe to this channel, you know, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.